Welcome back to whatever this is, featuring myself, Josh Green, my co-host, Corey Hugenberg. Yeah, slash guest, I guess. With special guests this week, Jake Kilcomons. How's it going, Jake?
Ooh, I'm doing good. How are you?
Doing fantastic. Before we get started, I know you got some social media stuff that you do. You got like an F1 racing series. I was just going to do a shout out to that if you want to put out your page for that.
Yeah, sure. Yeah, it's YouTube. It's on YouTube. It's under shit. What is it? That Ginger. I have a little bit of I do a little bit of F1 racing. I do a little bit you suck at parking. A little bit of CS:GO. Nothing too crazy, but yeah, I appreciate the shout out.
Sweet. Appreciate you hopping in to talk about your Jets today, along with the other teams. So should be pretty fun. Corey, you know I've never really brought up your social media stuff too. So what do you got out there? What do you got? What do you got out there for people?
Yeah, Hugenberg.
All right, Hugenberg.
B-E-R-G is the ending.
B-E-R-G. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. What do you do for your social media stuff besides this?
Well, YouTube's kind of slacking, so there's YouTube. Instagram if I ever go anywhere. I don't post anything on TikTok. I'm gonna start posting on TikTok. Hold me to it. Starting this week, I'm posting stuff on TikTok.
All right.
Hold you to it.
Oh, and I retweet every single Bengals post pretty much.
Nice. So it's just pretty generic then. You don't really do anything creative. Perfect.
Yeah.
No F1
Excellent.
series with me or anything.
Oh yeah, there is an F1 series. Like I said, YouTube was kind of slacking.
Excellent.
Jake was supposed to record with me, and he kind of stood me up one week, but it's fine.
Okay. Well, let's get into last week's picks real quick. You actually did a lot better than I did. You went 10-6. I went 6-10. Looks like you got the Bears, Titans, Colts, the Dolphins, the Vikings, the Bengals, surprisingly enough, the Eagles, the Jaguars, the Rams, and the Packers, which we all knew that the Packers were going to win.
Dolphins?
You did pick the Dolphins.
Oh, it's the fucking O thing. Yeah, I did. Let's go.
Yep, and that came through, so that's good. I only got the Browns, the Vikings, the Ravens, the Bengals, the Eagles, and the Packers correct. It was a terrible week for me.
Shocking.
Yeah, some good games. Yeah, so anyway, as y'all can see on the screen there, it's got our little recap, and you and I are tied up at 22, 24, and 1. So I don't think anybody wants to bet off of our picks yet. Let's wait a few more weeks and see how that transpires. So this week we got a bunch of games coming up. Looks like the Dolphins are going to be coming into Cincinnati to play against the Bengals. Since you're a fan of the Bengals, I'm going to go ahead and let you take this one, take the lead on this one, and then we'll get Jake's take.
Oh, okay. So basically, Bengals are, showcasing the brand new helmets, the all white helmets with the black stripes. Home game. Tua may not be injured. Who knows? Everyone's telling me he's going to play. Either way, no matter what he does, the fucking Dolphins are gonna, shit the bed because Bengals got a, number one offense in the NFL. Bengals may be 0-1 at home this year, but and nothing much to say. Bengals are winning, to be honest with you, 21-3.
Wow, that's.
I mean, they didn't allow the Jets to get a touchdown last week. Why would they allow the Dolphins to get a touchdown this week?
Yeah, because we have Joe Flacco, not Joe Burrow and Tua, who are fucking college rivals.
We got experienced Joe Flacco versus 2-year experience.
Old can't run, scared of being in the pocket, Joe Flacco. So let's calm down.
All right, I think I'm gonna enjoy Jake's take a little bit better. So, what do you got winning?
Yeah, I think it's gonna be a shootout. To be honest with you, I think he's kind of saying 21-3. It's a bold statement. I think as long as Tua's healthy, which I think he will be. I mean, he came back in and he played last week. So I think Tua comes in, he plays. College rival Joe Burrow. So, it's gonna be a game for him. He wants to prove himself, especially in this year of proving himself. And I think they're just on a good roll, 3-0. I mean, Bengals are 1-2, and I'm not gonna lie to you, they had a couple good plays, but like against the Jets and stuff last week. But I didn't see a lot of flash that I normally see, and I just think the way that the Dolphins are playing right now, I say they win probably. I say 35-28. Dolphins win.
I do think it's gonna be a one-score game.
That's
I retract my statement.
That's frisky. Okay. You know what? I actually, unfortunately, this is crazy, but I'm gonna side with Corey on this one. I think I'm gonna take the Bengals. They're at home. Miami's coming off of that brutal game with the Bills. I know they beat the Bills, but like with the heat that they had to deal with there, like people were pretty much just falling down on the field with heat strokes left and right. I think the team is going to be exhausted, coming off a short week as well, going into Cincinnati. I think this is where Joe Burrow is going to actually have a good game. They're going to go 2-2. They're going to give Miami the first loss of the season. It'll probably be a close game because I know the Bengals, they've been pretty bad protecting Joe Burrow pretty much all year so far. So I'm probably gonna give them a 24-21 for the Bengals.
I like that.
So
I do want to point out that the Bengals are 4-point favorites.
This is just so you know, this is probably gonna burn me though because I picked the Bengals every game and they're 1-2. So my luck, they're probably gonna be 1-4 or 1-3, I guess, after this week. So
we lost twice in 1 week.
But yeah, yep. All right, moving on to the next game. Let's go. Well, we got the Saints and the Vikings. I believe the Vikings are at home, taking on the Saints. What do you got for us, Jake, on this one?
I can start you off. I have. I'm just gonna shoot it right out of the gun. I think I have the Vikings winning this. I think. I don't think Jameis is he's struggling as he usually does. He's not a starting quarterback. He's a good backup when you need him, but I think he's thrown a lot of interceptions this year. I think he's struggling. The biggest thing, I think, what Dalvin Cook might have a shoulder problem this week is what I understand.
Yeah.
So if he's there, they'll be fine. I think even still without him, I think they'll be pretty okay back there in the backfield. I think it's going to come down to their defense. I think it's going to come down to defense here, and I think Jameis throwing picks the way he has been, I think it's just going to help the Vikings secure a victory this week. So I'm going to go probably 28-20 Vikings.
Ooh, nice. Ooh. All right. How about you?
Yeah, so I'm basically just going to go. I agree with Jake. Vikings are probably going to take this one away. I think it's going to be a battle between Justin Jefferson and Chris Olave. I think it's gonna be a pretty close game, probably just by 3 points. I'll go ahead and say 2017 Vikings.
20-17 Vikings. Sweet. You guys know this one's in London this week, right?
Well,
they're playing.
I'm looking at the time now.
They are playing in London.
Vikings.
You're sticking with the Vikings. I actually am probably going to go with the Vikings as well. It's technically an away game for them, but it's not. So it's in London. I think Dalvin Cook, in the past, he's had like the same kind of a shoulder problem. They put like a harness on him. He's been able to play through it. Even if he doesn't play this week, backup Madison is pretty good. He's maybe not as good as Cook, but he's still a very good back. And I think Justin Jefferson and non-prime time, what's his name? The quarterback, Kirk Cousins. He might not shine very well, but Justin Jefferson will, so he'll cover for him. They'll get the win over there in London over the New Orleans Saints. Unfortunately, I have a couple of Saints on my fantasy football team. I think Olave will do good. Jameis Winston, he's in a different league than what we play in. I kind of hope that he does okay, but he probably won't. So Minnesota's going to win this game 21-17 for the Saints. Bam. We all picked the Vikings. Next up on the list, another great game. The Cleveland Browns at the Atlanta Falcons. It's in Atlanta this week. The Browns just got off of a win over Pittsburgh, I believe, this last week. The Falcons just beat the Seahawks, so they're coming off of a win. Both teams are. I think Cleveland's going to outmatch Atlanta in this game. I don't have a whole lot to talk about. I think Nick Chubb's just going to run the ball down their throats, probably get a couple touchdowns. For me, the Browns, they're going to win this game. Probably 24-10 against the Falcons.
Wow.
Yeah. So, with that being said, who wants to go next on their pick? I'll let you guys fight it out like pre-show.
Oh, I got it. Well, this isn't a fight worthy game. Once we use the Jets, we'll talk. Yeah, there's nothing really to talk about this game. Marcus Mariota's been doing decent, I guess. Not really. Browns is really the only thing they got is their running game. Falcons are at home though. They're what? They're 1.5 point underdogs at home. I'm still gonna take the Falcons. They're gonna win by like 2.
Falcons by 2.
Score prediction or just 2?
Well, I gotta think of one that actually mathematically would work.
Okay, well, while you're thinking of that,
well, 24-21 by 3. There you go.
Okay, by 3. All right, no safety this time.
Yeah.
All right. Yeah, I think I'm gonna have to. You guys both said the Browns, so I think I'm gonna have.
I said Falcons.
Yeah, I took the Browns. You got the Falcons.
I think I'm gonna have to go with Executive Josh on this one with the Browns. I think the Browns, the way they're playing, I don't think, Jacoby Brissett's been doing well. He's been keeping the ball. He has 2 ground heavy. Come on, Kareem Hunt, Nick Chubb. How are those 2 on the same team? I understand, how the league works and things like that, but just having those 2 on the ground is so helpful to a quarterback. And I think, Falcons they rank mid-pack in rush defense. So, I think this is gonna be a week for them they're not gonna step up against these 2 running backs. So I think Cleveland takes this victory. I'm going to say 24-17.
24-17. I did forget to mention that Amari Cooper and Njoku both had fantastic games this last week too. Cooper finally had a pretty good game, 7 receptions, 101 yards, and a touchdown. Tight end Njoku, 9 receptions, 89 yards, and a touchdown. So not only do they have that fantastic run game, but it does set up for the passing game as well. So I know should be a good game, I think, overall. Next up, we have Seattle Seahawks going into Detroit to play the Lions this week. Hugenberg, I know you love the Seahawks. Give me your take on this game.
Oh, the Seahawks are dog shit. That's all that needs to be said. I think the Lions are going to go to the playoffs. If not, they're 1-2. I think they're going to make it. What's the game before the NFC Championship? Is it the divisional? No. What is it?
Yeah, I think that's the division.
Yeah,
Because then the next one's a conference.
Okay, yeah, they're gonna win the divisional, then they're not gonna win after that. But the Seahawks literally are terrible. They're playing in Detroit. The Lions are 3.5 point favorites. Yeah, definitely take the Lions at home.
All right. How about you, Jake?
13-10.
13-10. And Jake, how about you? Oh, he is muted, so I will go next. Let's go with the... I'm going to go ahead and pick the Lions on this one. I hate picking divisional rivalries, or my rivalries with the Packers. However, they've been playing very, very well so far this year, scoring lots of points, and Seattle's still trying to figure themselves out.
They'll be doing that for about 17 weeks. So
Exactly. They're playing in Detroit. I think the fan base is going to help them, just like the fan base helps Seattle when they play in Seattle. They're coming in. They're proud of their team this year. Even though they are 1-2, they've been playing their hearts out, putting up points on the board, and that's something Seattle has not been doing. So I'm probably going to go ahead with the Lions this time. Hopefully I don't pick them too many times this year. They're going to actually probably tear into Seattle. I'm going to go 32 points for the Lions and 10 points for Seattle. So, looks like we're going to have to step away from Ginger for a second. Jake, a.k.a. Jake, a.k.a. Ginger, I guess I should say. We'll go on to the next game. So we've got Tennessee Titans going in to play the Indianapolis Colts. 1-2 for the Titans. The Colts are 1-1.
Oh, yeah.
How do you feel about this game?
Anybody's gonna win this game. The Colts didn't the Colts just come off a win against the Chiefs?
They did. They stunned the Chiefs this last week.
Yeah, they're gonna use that momentum and they're just gonna keep pushing with the Titans. Derrick Henry, I don't think he's been doing much this year, and it's a division game, so I definitely think the Colts are gonna be able to take this one away. Not by a lot, but I do think they're gonna win. I think it's gonna be a one-score game.
One-score game. Tennessee Titans. You're taking the Colts. Sorry, yeah, I was listening to you the entire time. So, I'm gonna go with the Colts on this one as well. I think they played pretty well against the Chiefs. I think Derrick Henry actually had a pretty decent game last week. He was even catching the ball too for all those fantasy players out there. It's kind of surprising he never catches the ball. They don't throw it to him very often, but he had some catches last week. Their team is doing okay for being 1-2, but so is the Colts. Colts will win though. The Colts are going to go positive 2-1 and 1 after this week. This one I'm going to keep it probably a close game as well. 21-17.
Yeah. And let me see if we still have technical. Jake,
Yep.
are we reaching you? I think we might have technical difficulties. I think we might need to go to the next game.
We are going to move on to the next game. I
Unless
see
it's the
he's.
Jets, and you got to skip over it.
I see he's still. Jets are still a little ways down the picking list here. So, Giants fresh off their loss. They're at home playing against Chicago Bears this week. Looks like David Montgomery is a little bit injured, but his backup Herbert really showed out and put a lot of fantasy points up on the board this week for the Bears. Not that counts for their actual game, but the Bears did beat the Texans late in the game. I think they won by a field goal. The Giants, I don't really know what to take away from their team except for like their offensive line is just completely trash, and the Dallas Cowboys ran them over last night. I feel bad for Daniel
I think
Jones.
that's going to be pretty common for any team that the Cowboys face, though, to be honest.
True.
Cowboys got a pretty good defense.
They do, and I think their defensive coordinator really dialed up all the pressures and took advantage of what the Giants were lacking. So this one, I'm actually going to go. I don't. Oh God, I'm not proud of this. I'm really not proud of this.
You're about to pick the Bears.
God, I don't want to do this. I really don't want to do this.
God.
I can't.
Breaking.
I'm not gonna.
Packers fan picks the Bears.
Nope, not doing it. I'm gonna go. It's gonna be a bounce back win for the Giants. I think Barkley's gonna get heavily involved. The Bears' running defense, is terrible. Saw that the last couple weeks against the Packers and the Texans. They ran pretty good against them. So Saquon Barkley is gonna feast on the Bears. The Bears are gonna go 2-2. Giants are gonna be 2-2. What say you?
What say me? Yo, Hablo. Sterling Shepard has a torn ACL. Oh.
He does.
Which makes a big impact, I believe. And Khalil Herbert had an amazing week last week. I think he got 30 fantasy points if you're in a PPR league. Something like that.
He did, yes.
So, I think he's going to do the same thing as last week. Keep that momentum. The Giants aren't going to know what to do. They got a terrible O-line. They don't have Sterling Shepard anymore. I'm taking the Bears just out of spite also.
All right, you got the Bears.
17-10.
17-10. Perfect. Can't wait to win this one. Hey, this next game, I I think it's going to be a lot closer than what you potentially think it is. The Jaguars are going into Philadelphia to play the Eagles. Eagles have been absolutely tearing up their opponents. 3-0 for the season. Jacksonville is 2-1. They've had 2 really good games back to back, taking on the Chargers, and I'm not sure. I can't remember what the week. Let's see, week 2. Jaguars. Come on. Where are you at? They beat the Colts 24-0. So they've actually, their defense is pretty good. They've stepped up their game. I feel like it's going to be closer game than what maybe a lot of people might think. I will take the Eagles. They're at home. I think Jalen Hurts and that offense is just a little bit too good for the Jaguars. God, this is a tough one. I'm going to stick with the Eagles on this one. They're going to be the 4-0 team since I predicted Dolphins to lose. They're going to be the only undefeated team, I believe, left in the league.
What makes you think there has to be an undefeated team?
What do you mean?
Why do you think there's got to be an undefeated team? Why do they have to be 4-0?
Because I think they're the better team than the Jaguars. Their defense is really good. I think the Jaguars have definitely improved, like I've stated in the past. They've, their quarterback, they got James Robinson running back. They've got a really good team too. I can't take anything away from them. But the Eagles are going to win.
The Eagles over the Jaguars. Sorry about that. I had to step out for a phone call.
Oh yeah, no, you're good. We kept it moving.
Yeah, I figured. Who'd I miss? What can I ramble off quickly on some scores here?
So
teams we did.
Let's see. So we had the Seahawks going in to play the Lions.
Okay. And would you guys have Lions winning there?
Lions, yes.
Yeah, I have Lions winning over Seahawks. I don't think Geno does it against the Lions.
Excellent. Titans going in to play the Colts.
That's gonna be a good game. Shoot, Titans going into the Colts. What did you guys have to say about that one? What was it? Did you guys both have a certain team?
We both picked the Colts. They've been performing. I mean, except for against the Jaguars, the Colts. They're 1-1, I think. So.
Yeah, 1-1. Yeah, I think I'll agree there. I think the Colts.
And then
the Colts take that.
The last one we were talking about was the Bears and the Giants. The Bears are playing at the Giants.
I think Giants win that.
Don't forget Sterling Shepard's hurt.
Excellent.
Yeah, I'm aware. I think you said I think the Giants win that. I think being at home is going to be helpful. I think
the Bears defense is definitely not Dallas. That's for sure.
No, it's definitely not. Dallas defense played really well at what was it 2 nights ago? So
last night.
My bad. It's not Wednesday yet.
It's a long time ago.
And to get you caught up, we are the Jaguars are going in to play the Eagles. So what do you think? What do you think there, Jake?
I'm gonna stick with my Eagles. I'm a Jalen Hurts fan. I think he's come back this year and he's really shown what kind of quarterback he can be. I think a lot of people had doubts in him, and I don't think Trevor Lawrence is quite where he needs to be. Starting quarterback in the league, coming in as a rookie, not really having the best of options to throw to, having a struggling offensive line. I think it was they're just kind of a struggling option. I think they're my opinion. I think they're another tank year so far because they're what?
They are 2-1.
1-2.
2-1. Yep, they beat the Colts 24-0, and then last week they beat the Chargers 28-10. I think is what it was.
They're number 1 in their division right now.
Yeah, 38-10. They beat the Chargers. So
that's tough. I didn't know they were doing that well. I'm gonna have to stay Eagles. I think that they're not gonna be able to keep up with the Eagles offense, but I say almost closer of a game then. I say maybe 31-28 to the Eagles.
Nice. All right. Well, let's see what Hugenberg picks. Hugenberg.
Well, just to be different, I'm definitely gonna pick the Jaguars. They're on a 2-game win streak. They are 6.5-point underdogs, but I think the Eagles are gonna start not doing as great. Start falling apart. I think Goddard's hurt. so that'll have some kind of impact. But yeah, it's gonna, the Jaguars are gonna win.
Okay, sounds good to me. A lot of great analytics there for you.
I have no reason for it. I just want to pick something different.
Next game, I'm just gonna give you my pick on who wins. You guys can talk out the rest of it. We got the Jets going in to play the Pittsburgh Steelers. I will pick the Jets.
I'll do it just because I'm here.
It's not just because you're here. I'm just picking the Jets.
I'm gonna be honest.
Unless they put Kenny Pickett in, I'm not gonna pick the Steelers. So the Jets are gonna win this one. Hugenberg.
Corey, I'll let you go first.
No, you got it. No, this is your team.
Hugenberg, Hugenberg, you're up.
All right. Okay. Well, I'm going purely off analytics. Both teams are ass. Steelers playing at home. The 3.5-point underdogs.
Wait, you just said that the Steelers are 3.5-point underdogs at home?
Sorry, favorites. The Jets, they're terrible. Unless they start getting Uzama involved, they're not going to go anywhere. Or unless they put Mike White in. Yeah.
You realize Uzama had 4 touchdowns and 600 yards last season, right?
Last season. Yeah. He's pretty good.
That's great for Bengals offense.
He's really good.
Yeah, it must be.
When he got involved, the whole team was fucking going off. But if he's not involved, nothing's going to happen to the rest of the team. So, you got to at least put him in some plays, All right, yeah. There you go. Go ahead, Jake.
All right. So, obviously, being a Jets fan, I'm going to be a little biased. Jets are going to win this game. I do think, week 4, I think Zach Wilson nearing his return, I believe he comes back this week. I think he's ready. I think he's been in the practice. I think his coming back to him, he's going to see an insane connection right away with back to his Elijah Moore target, which he favored all last season. He's going to have Garrett Wilson now, too, which is just going to be another huge open. I mean, Garrett Wilson gets open like any other receiver in the league. It's kind of insane. I think Conklin, tight end, has been performing on the offense as well. I think our defense is pretty solid. I think the addition to Sauce Gardner, I think our linebacker Mosley, and everybody's doing really well. I think this is the week, Zach Wilson comes back, brings his return. I think it kind of gets the start of the season. We got through September with a win for the first time since 2014. So I think, it's a start of something new for the Jets, getting a September win. So I think with Zach Wilson coming back, I think it's definitely going to be them. I don't think Pittsburgh's going to be able to, even at home, I think we're a better away team than we are at home. So.
Is Zach Wilson him?
He is him.
Excellent. I love this take, and I'm glad that I actually can side with Jake once this year on this pick. So I think Zach will. That is actually interesting if he comes back, how well he does the first week back with his. He's got some great receivers, and I think their team is set up to start doing good. So. I believe in him.
So too, having the addition of Breece Hall in the backfield, splitting reps with Michael Carter will even help him. Gets him off his. It's not constantly him getting hit. So, and then we did also pick up an offensive tackle this week from the Chiefs. So I think that's going to help us a little offensive line a little bit more. Since Font's going to be out. So.
Excellent, sweet. So we got 2 Jets and 1 Steeler. Love it. All right, next up we've got the Buffalo Bills are heading in to play the Ravens. 2 juggernaut teams. You've got Lamar Jackson and his team going against Josh Allen and his team. Hugenberg, what do you got going on in this game? Who's going to win it? Who's going to show off their elite quarterback skills over the other person?
Well, I think it all depends on if the Bills have their starters back in on defense. I think if they have their starters back in on defense, I think the Bills are going to take it. But if they don't, I think there's a chance the Ravens could take it. But they're also playing in Baltimore. But I also don't want Baltimore to win because, they're the same during the AFC North. It's just like your Bears situation. That's really the only reason I don't want to pick the Ravens. The Bills are also favorites. So they couldn't even handle the Dolphins, dude. Oh, God.
Just so you know, the Dolphins beat both of those teams. The Bills and the Ravens.
It's because the Bills choked it, but yeah.
Yeah.
This year?
Yeah. Back-to-back weeks, the Dolphins beat both of them.
The Ravens. Oh, both. Never mind. Okay.
Yeah, the Tua game where he threw like 10 touchdowns or something was against the Ravens.
Oh yeah. That was fucking insane.
And then the butt punt
butt
was
punt, yeah.
against the Bills. So. All right, so
I'm taking the Bills.
you got the Bills. I'm gonna take the Bills as well. I think Josh Allen, Stephon Diggs, and the rest of that offense is gonna look to get some revenge against the last game they played. I think they're gonna pick up their game. They're actually I still believe the best team in the NFL. The Ravens, they're a pretty good team as well. I mean, they're actually they're probably in the top. They're probably right there with them. I don't think the Miami Dolphins are as good as a lot of people say. I know their record is 3-0, but I think overall, Tua got lucky against the Ravens, and he also got lucky against the Bills. Bills are going to win this game though. Lamar Jackson's going to go off. He's going to have some good rushing yards, just like he always does. But overall, Josh Allen, that offense, I don't think they're going to be able to be stopped, and so they're going to win. I think it's going to be a high-scoring game. Bills 38 to 34 the Ravens. How about yourself, Jake?
I like that. Yeah, I think I'm gonna have to go a three-way here with the Bills winning. I don't think. I believe the linebacking core, the secondary core, just for the Ravens, I think there's a couple injuries, so I think the defense is not going to be very good against the pass protection. So I think Josh Allen, Stephon Diggs are just going to pick apart that secondary. I do think it will be a shootout. I think Lamar Jackson always comes to play. I think the Ravens are always going to be a good team. They got a pretty good offense, pretty solid defense. I think just as the injuries are going to come back to haunt them this week. So I think I'm going to go the Bills 34, Ravens 28.
Nice. Yeah, and I know the Ravens, they got J.K. Dobbins. They've got is it Gus Edwards? They're both out still. I think I think J.K. might be coming back this week. But coming back off the injury so long ago, I don't know that he's going to be utilized the whole game and maybe not even be that effective yet. He probably needs to get into game shape, get a couple games under his belt, and then if they met later on in the year, might be a little different story. But right now, yeah, Bills for sure. Now we got the Chargers coming in to play the Texans. Personally, I would have picked the Chargers if Justin Herbert wasn't injured and Bosa wasn't injured on the defense as well. So this is going to be a closer game than I think it probably should be. I feel like it's going to take a couple more weeks for Justin Herbert to actually get into a more comfortable state with his broken rib cartilage, or cracked, or whatever. I think it's cracked rib cartilage. So he's going to be in a lot of pain still. This one, I'm going to give it, it's kind of I don't know. It's tough for me, but I think the Texans are going to pull out a win against the Chargers. I think Herbert needs a couple more weeks, and the coach is too stubborn to put in the backup. So unfortunately for me, I don't know if I'm going to play Herbert in my fantasy lineup this week. We'll see once it gets a little bit closer, but kind of burned me this last week. I think Dameon Pierce for the Texans, however, they're starting to get him more and more involved. I think he had 20 rushes and 80 yards and a touchdown this last game. So as long as they keep involving him a little bit more, take a little bit of pressure off of the quarterback, Davis Mills, I believe, for the Texans. Allow him to kind of open up some more stuff there. Probably be a close game, but with the defensive loss of Bosa for the Chargers, I think that gives Texans a chance. So the Texans are going to win this one. Probably not a high-scoring game. I would say 17-14. Jake, you're up on the board.
Yeah, I'm kind of with you on the Herbert. I'm questionable. I think they're gonna play him. I don't think they'll bench him. But I do kind of think this is a get right back on track kind of game for them. I think if Herbert is able to push through the injury and kind of start dealing with it, I do think that Houston's. I just don't think a very good team this year. I think they have a very low-powered offense. I don't think their defense is really even doing that great. So I think this is a turnaround week for the Chargers, I hope. I think that they can push back in the right directions. I mean, Texans are 0-2-1. The two it's just I don't see them putting up a huge fight against this Chargers offense, as long as Herbert can play through this injury, which I think he'll be able to. So I'm gonna go Chargers 28, Texans 14.
Yeah, I want to kind of go ahead with Jake here, just to disagree with the executive. But the only good part about the Texans is Dameon Pierce, to be honest, in my opinion. I think they're just going to go ahead and give another one of those shots, to Herbert, and they're just going to throw him in there again. He's going to have a great game. 27-21. Not even 21. 27-10.
27-10. Man, you guys are... Hey, I'm going to be honest. Like, if the Chargers come out and win this game and they do good and Herbert does good, I mean, Eckler will probably be involved. Believe me, in our dynasty league that we all play in, that'd be great for me. So I'm rooting for that, but I don't think it's going to happen. So next up, we got the Cardinals. Good old Murray, or yeah, whatever. Anyway, he's going to play the Panthers and Baker Mayfield. What do you got for this game, Jake?
This one's tough. I think Baker's struggling with the Panthers, right? I was really hoping he wouldn't. I like the Panthers organization. I do think maybe they need to look at their coaching staff again. I don't think they have Matt Rule. I don't think Matt Rule's the right man for them by any means necessary, but I really do like Baker. I think he'll find a way in this league eventually, and I think contrary to popular belief with most people, I think maybe Baker finds a better groove this week. I think maybe he starts connecting with Christian McCaffrey a little bit shorter, a little bit easier. Is at least what I'm hoping for. So I'm gonna say maybe because they're gonna be the underdogs this week. I'm gonna go Panthers over Cardinals here. I think Kyler Murray's great. I love him too. But I think I need to see a redemption week for Baker this week. So I'm gonna go Panthers 28, Cardinals 22.
Ooh, close game. Like it. They've been playing pretty close all season long. So, Hugenberg, you're up. What do you got?
Yeah.
Who you got?
I think the Cardinals are pretty overrated, and the Panthers kind of went against the Saints last week at home. It was at home, right? I think it was. Yeah. At home.
Yes, Carolina was at home.
Yeah, they were up by 14-0 at one point, I think, and then they started to slack. But they got. I think Baker's pretty good, overall. If he can, if he gets. Oh my God. Anyways, yeah, Christian McCaffrey's doing pretty good this year until he gets hurt. But yeah, I'm definitely gonna take the Panthers on this. I think it's gonna be a close game by a field goal. Let's do 23-20.
23-20 Panthers. Dang. Have I talked about the Panthers? Did I talk about either of these teams yet, or did I let you guys do it?
No.
It's me.
God, I don't even remember anymore. The Cardinals are going in to play the Panthers. I think that Baker Mayfield is trash. He needs to not be in the league. If he is, he should just be a backup. He obviously isn't with Cleveland for a reason. He came into the Panthers. The Panthers are 1-2 with him. The Cardinals are 1-2. I think Call of Duty Kyler Murray is better than Baker. Unfortunately, I didn't go with the Cardinals on this pick. I did pick the Panthers. I feel like somehow, some way, Christian McCaffrey is going to get more involved. Baker doesn't like DJ Moore. He doesn't like McCaffrey. And I don't know why. I think they need to get those guys more involved, and I think if they do, they're going to win a few more games. But the Cardinals aren't doing that well either, so it was a really tough toss-up for me. Probably be a close game, 21-20. I'll give the Panthers the win on this one. Leading into the next game, the game of the week, probably the we're going into the game of the week. The Packers are at home. They're playing against probably a Mac Jones-less Patriots team. So I think the Green Bay Packers.
Brian Hoyer.
Yeah, they're gonna go against Brian Hoyer. I'll go ahead and take the lead on this one. Packers are my team here. So the Patriots' run defense, pass defense has both been pretty good. Their defenses, from what I've seen, looking at numbers, they look pretty good. But their offense is going to be, I don't even know. Like, I don't know how to describe how bad their offense is going to be. The Green Bay Packers have a pretty good defense, and they're going to be going against Jamie Hoyer. What's his name?
Brian Hoyer.
Brian Hoyer. And so...
It's like a 12-year veteran, so
even,
be careful.
Even though Green Bay is still trying to find their way on offense, not really knowing who their receivers are going to be, like number one receiver after Devontae left, I think Dobbs has proven a little bit. He had 8 catches this last game. In fact, what I saw was that's the most catches that were a non-Devontae Adams since 2018 when Randall Cobb got 8 catches in a game. So I think Dobbs is probably going to be kind of I think he's building himself up to be kind of that, maybe not like the number one receiver, but I think he's going to get a lot of targets and he's going to show and basically help this offense function better behind the running game. It's going to be, I think all year long, you're going to see a lot of heavy runs with Aaron Jones and A.J. Dillon. But overall, I think that with the countering of the Patriots defense being pretty good, it might not be the greatest game for the Packers offensively, but I don't think the Patriots are going to do anything at all. I'm going to go ahead and put a 21-0 Packers.
Oh, wow.
It's going to be a shutout in Lambeau. It's going to be beautiful. I can't wait. Hugenberg, I'll let you go next.
All right, so I do think it's going to be a tough matchup, facing against 36-year-old, 6'2", 216 pounds, out of Michigan State, 13 years experience, Brian Hoyer. But, Aaron Rodgers is in a pretty silly, goofy, happy mood on the Pat McAfee show this morning. He seemed like he didn't have a care in the world, like he's the best in football. I wouldn't say he's the best, but, he's going to win. It's a Green Bay. 10-point favorites, give me the Packers. Definitely not a shutout. 28-10. Dobbs gets 2 touchdowns.
Oh, I'm loving this. This sounds amazing to my ears right now. Oh, I love it. Keep it coming. Jake, what do you got?
I'm going to have to feed the ego here. I'm going to have to go Packers.
Yes!
I despise the Patriots with all my heart. I think without Mac, they're awful. I think with Mac, they're awful. I think, I think this is the downfall of the Patriots. I want to see them at the bottom of the division. So I need them. I need a loss here. I'm not going to lie. I need them to be 1-3 right there with the Jets. Just kidding. No. I want them to be below the Jets this year. But no, I think Aaron needs to come back this week. I think defense, Green Bay's defense is ranked 6th in scoring. So I think they're just going to struggle with. Brian Hoyer, I get it, 13-year veteran. He's been in the league a while.
He's a 13-year backup veteran though.
Yeah.
That's the
exactly. That's your keyword is exactly backup. Like I just don't think he comes out and plays well against the 6th ranked defense. So I think they're going to struggle. I think Bill Belichick is going to have a couple of tricks up his sleeve like he always does. But also, Aaron Rodgers is 23-2 in the regular season at home. So I think that he just keeps it going. So
perfect. I love it.
Since Matt LaFleur joined, so 23-2. So
yeah, no, Matt LaFleur's been an amazing addition to that team. So I love it.
Hopefully they push it in the right direction this week, and Aaron gets me some points.
Love it. All right, moving on from the game of the week, we're gonna go to Las Vegas.
Next best game of the week.
Yeah, the dreadful Raiders are playing against.
Show of the week, I think we should.
Are playing against the Denver Broncos, which are like a dumpster fire, and somehow are 2-1. I don't understand the offense for the Broncos and how they're able to get these 2 wins, but Jake, I'm gonna let you take this one off. Las Vegas Raiders at home against the Broncos.
Yeah. I think the Raiders are the only. Are they the? Yeah, they're the only 0-3 team in the NFL. So I think they need to win somewhere, and I think this is the team to do it against. I think Seattle's struggling. I'm amazed. Russell Wilson's there. I would have honestly anticipated a little more out of him, but I just think it's not a great fit. He seems like he's struggling a little bit. The games are close. Come on. how close of a game that was with Geno Smith. I mean, come on, Geno Smith's been in the league forever, and you struggled that much against them. It's the Seahawks. And your old team. Like, that's the one team you want to go out there and you just want to absolutely beat the shit out of. I mean, be nicely. Like, that's your old team. So I just think I think it's going to be a struggling team. So I have Vegas winning by 3. I'm going to go 17-14.
Nice. I like it. Hugenberg, what do you got?
Yeah, I would say Broncos country. Let's ride, like I've done the previous weeks. But I feel like I really can at this point, especially since it's in Vegas. Especially since the Raiders are 0-3, and they gotta win at some point, especially with Devontae Adams. Or he's gonna start crying for Aaron back. But yeah, I'm definitely gonna take the Raiders. I don't think it's gonna be close at all, even though it's only 2.5 point spread. Let's go with I think it's gonna be 28-13.
All right, you guys both pick the Raiders. I'm
Broncos country.
Let's ride. Let's go Broncos. Yeah, they're absolute dreadful offense. The head coach Nathaniel Hackett is he probably won't be a head coach after this year. Their offense is just absolutely dreadful. Their defense, however, has been spot on and has basically held their opponents, kept them in the games. That's the only reason why they're 2-1. The Raiders are struggling offensively. They're trying to figure it out. They're 0-3. The Raiders are gonna be 0-4 after this week. Denver is gonna. Oh God, I don't even know. It's really hard for me to pick the Broncos because of how terrible they've been. There was one drive was it last night? Did they play? Yeah, no, it was Sunday night. There was one drive where Russell Wilson they had a really good drive. They got down the field in like the fourth quarter. I think they kind of start trying to figure it out. I think Russell's going to start using his legs a little bit more, kind of move around. The Raiders are a disappointment. I thought they were going to be a lot better this year, but I think the Broncos being at home are pretty much the defense, and being at home is the only reason why they're going to win this game against the Raiders. I think Carr's going to try and get Devontae Adams involved again, but it hasn't been very successful the last couple weeks. It's going to happen again. Maybe the next week the Raiders will get their first win. So Broncos, low-scoring game, 17-14 over the Raiders this week. Yeah, let's ride. Russell Wilson, bring that flashy lime green suit to the home stadium. Then we got a couple of juggernaut teams. I would say the Chiefs and the Buccaneers. Buccaneers are at home again. I think they're getting Mike Evans back. Maybe what's the other receiver? Who's the other receiver for the Bucs that they got? That's good. Yeah, I can't think off the top of my head. Anyway,
great question.
Cole Beasley, yeah. Oh yeah, yeah. Absolutely. He's a fantastic. Anyway, Tampa Bay Buccaneers playing against Kansas City Chiefs. Jake, I'm gonna let you start this one off. Who you got winning and why?
God, I think I'm gonna have to go with the Chiefs here. I think the Bucs do get Mike Evans back. I think he comes back after his suspension. I think it's going to be helpful to have him back, but I still think, what do they have, an average of 17 points a game this season? I don't think it's anything great, nothing outstanding. I think that they're going to need more than that if they're going to play against the Chiefs and win against the Chiefs. I think they're just, like you said, they're two juggernaut teams. I think it comes down to Patrick Mahomes throwing and running and being a little bit more mobile than Tom Brady is. I think it's going to help them a little bit in the long run. But yeah, it's also throwback to the Super Bowl game. So, 2 years ago. So,
true. Yeah. And the one thing I'm kind of worried about myself is the hurricane that's going to be rolling through there, because they're not sure if they're going to actually play in Tampa Bay or not. I think either way, I don't know that that's going to make a difference for these two teams. Other than maybe the Bucs will be distracted a little bit for family and stuff, friends down there, if they do play somewhere else, or if the game, I don't know. I don't think they'll delay the game. If they do, it might be like, this is a Sunday Sunday night games, so maybe they push it back to a Monday or Tuesday or something, or if they end up playing. I think I heard they might be able to play in Minnesota or Minneapolis or whatever. So, but I do think that with the struggles the Bucks have, I don't think Tom Brady is Tom Brady anymore. He's been kind of struggling a little bit. Tampa Bay's still got a really good defense. There's still a lot of good players on the Bucks. Offensive line is a little bit banged up and stuff, so struggles a little bit there for them. Chiefs, Patrick Mahomes is Patrick Mahomes. He's proven he's still good even without Tyreek Hill. I think last week was kind of an eye-opener for them with the Colts. Colts getting shut out by the Jags 24-0 the week before, and then the Colts coming in and taking care of business. I do think the Chiefs are going to do a lot better this week, though. I got them winning 21-17 over the Bucks. Doesn't matter where they play. Chiefs will still end up winning. How about you, Hugenberg?
Also the wide receivers you're looking for: Chris Godwin, Russell Gage, and Julio Jones.
Yes.
But yeah, I think it's going to depend on where they play, since they had to evacuate already, and they're in Miami at the Dolphins camp right now, just training. And I think all this talk this week about turf field versus actual grass. If Tom Brady wants to play on actual grass like it is in Tampa, he's going to get actual grass, because he's Tom Brady. He ain't going to want to go play on turf in Minnesota or wherever. But regardless, not regardless, I think it's going to play a big part of where they play. But I do think Buccaneers are able to beat Chiefs. Tom Brady's more experienced, and all the wide receivers are going to be back. So, yeah.
Well, you're picking the Bucks. Interesting. All right, hey, that's a great pick. I'm glad that I was able to get an extra game up on you this week because of that. So beautiful.
No problem. Talk to me next
Also,
week.
I had them 24-17. I didn't say it out loud. So 24-17 to the Chiefs.
24-17. Yeah, I would
24-17 Bucks for me.
I would keep that quiet as well. Yeah. All right, leading into the final game of the week. This should be. I don't even know. The 49ers are hosting the Rams. You've got no Trey Lance. You've got porn star Jimmy Garoppolo leading the way for the 49ers. And Matthew.
Forget about Kirky Benkert.
Matthew Staffordless arm is for the Rams. So, yeah, Hugenberg. Who do you got in this game winning?
It's going to be a pretty decent division game. I do think this division is going to be just between the 49ers and Rams, and I think both teams are absolutely terrible this year. Spread's only 2 points. 49ers favorites. Kurt Benkert's now on the 49ers, so his vibe and energy is just going to contribute and spread throughout the entire team, especially to Jimmy G. Is Stafford arm still hurt?
Well, it's not. I don't think it's hurt. I think it's just going to wear down throughout the year with whatever previous injury he had.
Okay. Yeah. Well, he's already in week 3. It's already going to get tough for him. It's probably already fallen off. I'm definitely going to go ahead and take the 49ers on this. I'm definitely going to say probably 20 to 14.
Excellent.
Jake, 2 of your favorite teams.
I'm going to take on this one. 2 of my favorite teams. Yeah. I think I'm gonna have to go. I think 49ers this week. I think the defense is what's gonna be the difference between these two teams. I think 49ers having the 6th best defense in the league. I think they're 6th in rushing right now. I think it's just going to come down to the simplicity of the defense doing well, the rush game of the San Francisco just being so much better than the 30th ranked Rams rushing. And I just think that's where it's going to come to be a big difference. I don't think there's going to be a lot of things out of the air. I think it's going to be a lot of it in the trenches kind of game this week. So I think the 49ers bring it out this week.
So you got the 49ers. Who did you say? You said the 49ers, right?
Yeah, I got the 49ers winning 27-24.
All right. Well, once again, I got to go against you guys here. I think the Rams are the better team. They're 2-1. 49ers are 1-2. I think that Cooper Kupp is probably going to feast like 16 to 18 catches and get at least one touchdown in this game in 49erville. Garoppolo, I think this is going to be the last year that he plays for the 49ers. They're not going to re-sign him. He's an okay quarterback, but there was a reason why they went with Trey Lance over him. Their offense struggled a little bit last week, and I just don't see him doing very good. And I know they got a decent defense, but so does the Rams. And the Rams have been showing up. So I'm taking the Rams on this one. I'm going to go 28 to the Rams. And we'll go 17 for the 49ers. Pretty easy. Easy win for them. That is going to wrap up our picks for the week. So I'm pretty excited. Hopefully this time I can come out and do a little bit better than I did last week. Obviously, Hugenberg, you got caught up 4 wins on me. So I don't think it's going to be that good for you this week. Got some kind of bum picks there. Jake, I appreciate you coming and hanging out.
Thank you for having me.
Hopefully we can have you back again sometime very soon as well. Maybe we could just kick Hugenberg and his trashy picks out and just have you in for a week. We'll see.
Trashy.
No, but I appreciate everybody that stops in, watches the video, whether you watch the whole thing or not. Hit the like button. Subscribe to the channel if you're not, just so you can get some more of this trashy content that I try to provide. Hopefully I can maybe do like a CSGO video or something here one of these days. We'll see. Beyond the NFL.
Your 3080.
Yeah, I don't know about that. We'll see. I got to get a case, and I don't know what to do with that, so I might have to get a case and then send it somewhere and have them transfer parts over, because
You do it.
I would break it. Absolutely. Anyway, appreciate it. Thank you guys for joining me, and yeah, that's that.
Let the best man win.
So yeah, whatever this is over.
It's over.